We're just 24 days away from St. Patrick's Day, and you may have plans for the morning and afternoon, but 5:30 comes around and you want to get some exercise. The Shamrock Shuffle presented by the Jackson YMCA, and it's a 5K, only costs $25. And run that 5K, run some of the kegs and eggs and green beer off. Friday, March 17th at 5:30. Visit the Jackson YMCA to sign up.
It'll be great for photo opportunities.
Absolutely.
We have a score correction. It was, you were right.
It
Lumen
was.
Christie boys did win over Western. So, sorry about that.
Sorry, folks. Thank you to Dana for taking those calls.
Our next guests are working on filling the bleachers and the dugouts for Jackson Southwest Little League, Bobby Wrozek and Chris Cook. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's that time of year already, isn't it?
Happens fast.
You know, Andy, you're probably one of the few people to actually be kicked out of the Southwest Little League.
That is true. That is true.
True story.
It is
Yeah.
true. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later in the segment. But so you guys are already registering, and you guys have. I was looking at so many age groups, 4 up to 16, softball and baseball. Talk a little bit about Southwest and the programs you offer.
Sure, yeah. So we have, as you said, ranging from 4 to 16. And not a lot of people do it all the way up through 16 anymore.
Yeah.
I think maybe I was one of the last people that actually played when I was 16 years old for the Southwest Little League. But there wasn't as many travel teams back then. So there's a lot of competition out there with your travel teams and anybody spouting off and doing that, because I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of our girls and my kids play both.
Yeah.
They'll play Southwest Little League, and then on the weekends they'll do their travel stuff too.
There's so many different pathways to success. You mentioned, you played Southwest till you were 16. Didn't stop you from playing college baseball.
It certainly did not, and surprisingly, and I'll just mention people in my own family that played Southwest Little League and then went on to college. So myself, I played at Adrian College. Mm-hmm. My younger brother Eric played at Southwest Little League. He played at Central Michigan. My brother-in-law Mick Callahar played Southwest Little League his whole life. Played catcher at University of Michigan. My uncle Mark Lincoln played Southwest Little League, and he played catcher at Michigan State. And let's not forget Ryan Lamar, the guy who plays in the pros. Right? He played Southwest Little League.
Isn't that amazing?
So you don't have to play travel ball to play at the next level, college and or pro.
Right. I think that's a great statement. And boy, what some great names coming out of Jackson, right?
That's good.
But that's
good baseball family.
That's where it all starts. So Southwest Little League and where you guys started. Talk a little bit about what kids get out of those programs.
You want to say anything? I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you as a coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
This is where I got my start in coaching, right, with Southwest Little League. My kids, Bella, my oldest, now is 14, but when she was 7 and 8, I decided to coach softball. Well, from there, I've coached travel and into now coaching at Lumen Christie. Probably not the route that everybody takes, but the memories that I get from coaching Little League is that kid that gets their first base hit, right? And the smile on their face when they get down there is just something you just can't get anywhere else.
Right.
First time they score a run, first time they make it out, first time they strike somebody out, all those firsts that you don't get to see maybe in some of the travel stuff.
For sure.
And then the kids playing with their friends.
Yeah.
Right? And their teammates or their schoolmates. So I remember, and maybe you can attest to this, and probably you too, going to school that day knowing that you're playing a couple of your buddies that night. Yeah. You're chirping all day long.
Oh, yeah.
All the way up until you get to that game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And just the camaraderie you get out of it. Met a lot of good people over the years, a lot of friends I'm still friends with that I would not have met if I didn't do the stuff in Southwest Little League.
Yeah, I think some of the people still talk a little junk to each other out there. Is Fortune Enterprise Tupperware still a sponsor? No, I don't think so.
Was that leading into you telling us how you got kicked out?
No, we did get kicked out. But so if you live outside of the boundary, you are able to get a waiver.
You are, as long as you go to school inside of our boundaries, then we're allowed to do a school
that
waiver.
you would have qualified.
I would have, but
we lived on the line.
Yeah, we lived on the line. The line was on our street, but we lived on the south side of the street.
Right.
Yeah. And Hanover Horton baseball, and the rest is history.
But we had great times at Hanover Horton baseball.
I think Little League is just great times as a family, right?
Oh yeah, I mean the fans come out. I mean you get Grandma and Grandpa coming out. We got Pam's in the concession stands. We've got popcorn, hot dogs. I mean it's honestly pretty cool to see. You go out there and there's 4 or 5 games going on, and there's practices in other fields. And there's a ton of kids that are out there having a blast, and there's little kids running all over the place. So I mean it's actually a pretty cool night out.
You guys looking for sponsors?
Yes, we are. I think we always are. You know, Bobby, I think it runs that a little bit more every year, but I think we're always looking for sponsors to help out. We've been doing a lot of banners. You know, we're on a kind of a lower end, but you could do a team sponsor. And we always talk about these kids, you know, you sponsor a team and my kids wear that T-shirt year round. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. You know, even seeing the kids in the community, if they're playing basketball or a different sport, then, you know, they got an Elro shirt on, or whoever the sponsor is. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool seeing that. But yeah, I think we're always looking for sponsors. We're trying to do, you know, more of we've got a few fields that are open. I think some of these companies in town have sponsored the fields for years and years. And we're looking for a couple more that might fit in with those other fields where we don't have a field sponsor. And you know, that takes a $1 donation, but what we're trying to do really is use that money to improve the fields. I think Bobby's probably been out there, you know, the guys that are coaching are volunteering their time and fixing up the fields, and you know, over time there's more that needs to be done. He would know more about that than me, but
well, it's quite a complex. You even have your own concession stand.
It's the nicest concession stand.
You spent a lot
in
of
the lower
time there
48.
last year.
Oh, I sure do. Well, there's so much time in between hits at some of the games. So
I would say that I've, as a coach and player, I've played at many places around the state of Michigan. We have the best facilities. I'm not saying that because we're here. Right. I'm saying that because I've seen them all, and we truly have the best facilities. And it takes some time and effort to keep those up to standard. And when we host tournaments, in which we'll be hosting a state tournament for majors girls softball this year, and that will be July 7th through the 9th.
And that's a big deal to host something like that.
It's a huge deal. I mean, you get, I think, 16 teams throughout the state of Michigan that come down and play. We hosted a minor state tournament back in 2018. Was the first time I was a part of that. And it takes a lot. It's a lot of effort. But to bring all those people in to let them see Jackson in general, you're putting them up in hotels for a few days, and they get to see everything that Jackson has to offer, which is a lot. Parks and golf courses, and I mean, we've got it all. So to put Jackson on display for the rest of the state, it's awesome, and we get to be a part of that.
Are you guys coaching your own kids this year?
Probably.
Bob is, for sure.
I am coaching my oldest daughter.
Okay.
For Lumen Christi, she's a freshman, so I'll be able to coach her on the varsity level this year if she makes the team. And I'll coach our semi-travel team, the Brunettes. Both of my daughters, Lucy and Bella, will both play on that team.
Now, are they in the age where the state championship will be here, or the state finals?
Lucy is, yes. Lucy is. So hopefully she'll get to enjoy that. I know she's got some basketball tournaments, so she's got to.
It's hard to balance all that stuff.
She's got to balance and choose, but it should be fun.
You guys are doing some spring training coming up, I think, in another week or so, right?
It's St. Mary's gym, right?
Yep.
I think somebody got some access to St. Mary's gym, so any of the kids that want to get out, start throwing the ball. I'm not sure really what we're going to be doing or how many people are going to be showing up, but as many kids as possible. You know, I think the time slot was 4:30 to 6:30. So there's a couple hours where the kids can come out, parents can sign up. That gives them a chance to sign up in person. I think you know, we've sent a lot of the forms out. You can sign up online, right, on the Southwest Little League website. I think we have some Facebook posts that have been out there with different links, but you can sign up in person. The kids will be able to throw. I'm sure we're going to have some hitting stations and some throwing stations. So give the kids a chance to get out and get loosened up and get ready for the spring season.
Yeah, it's starting Monday, February 27th, and they'll do that every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30 at St. Mary's. And St. Mary's asks that you not wear cleats.
Tennis shoes, please.
Yes. What are you guys giving up for Lent?
I'm giving up cigarettes and brown liquor.
Me too, Bob.
How about yourself? What are you giving up?
I'm just going to give up candy. How about you, Chris?
Biting my fingernails. I got to stay
Really?
away. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's always
good.
it's a bad habit to have, and
Yeah, I mean, if you coach softball and baseball, it's cigarettes and brown liquor. That's
Bad news
Jim
bears.
Leland. Jimmy Leland.
How about you, Bart? What do you?
Well, I haven't decided yet. I've got a little bit of
Got a
time.
few minutes.
I make poor
To the end of the
decisions
day.
under pressure, and the 1 year that
Yeah, that's
haunts me
bad.
is I gave up all foods that began with the letter P. I didn't think it through, and
Pizza, popcorn, pop,
pasta,
pistachios.
potato chips. It was a bad year.
That's a lot to give up.
I'm going to give up all foods that begin with X.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
That's not much of a sacrifice.
No.
I'll come up with something before the day's out. If kids and families are struggling, there's some financial aid available. There's some ways that families can get some help to get kids in the program.
there is. If there's anybody that won't pay for the fee, we'll be taking care of that. I mean,
Awesome.
I'm not sure if there's a ton every year, but everybody early in the city, our boundaries are huge now, right? It's really the city. It used to be Southwest Little League,
Yeah.
Jackson North, I mean, different things like that. It really, I think it's everybody and anybody. So if there's anyone out there that wants to play, we'll make sure they can play.
Awesome. Coming up, and again, for more information, you can register online. You can check out Southwest Little League Facebook page as well. Bobby Wrozek and Chris Cook, thank you guys very much for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank
Thanks
you
for
guys.
having us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
More of the morning show right after this quick break.
It's jaw dropping.